everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iconic Living. This episode is brought to you by Proven REITs in partnership with Proven Wealth and Proven Fund Managers. Iconic Living is designed with you in mind, as we intend to educate, inform, and inspire you by providing industry insights, facts, and tips around real estate and investment. This will guide you on your journey to your iconic lifestyle. Thank you for joining us. Today we have with us Richard Gordon from Proven Fund Managers and Miguel Walker from Proven Wealth. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
You're welcome, pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
A Proven Fund Manager really manage funds on behalf of institutional and individual clients. So we have several products that we do manage that caters to the different needs of the different clientele that we have.
And at Proven Wealth, we take care of the individual client, wealth creation and wealth management. Having a portfolio is one of the first steps in wealth creation, and the portfolio will give you the opportunity and exposure to diversify your wealth and exposure to different asset class. So, having that vehicle or the pool of or the basket of assets is a good way to start creating wealth and also minimizing your risk exposure.
But there are a lot of people who think you have to have the money to get into real estate investment. Tell us, do you really need to be born in money to consider investing in real estate?
Absolutely not. The truth is that you just need to start. And once you develop, your objective and what's your main aim, that's the first step. So you speak to people like Miguel, he will guide in terms of creating that investment portfolio that meets your particular needs, your risk objectives, your time horizon, stuff like that. So once you speak to a financial advisor, they can guide you along the way. So once you start early, that's the most important thing.
Starting early is one thing, but some people think this real estate investment is a long, tedious, they're not going to see their returns right away. What do you have to say about that?
Well, truthfully, it is a long-term investment. It's a real investment. It's a hard asset. You're not going to get the type of returns that you'll get in other asset classes. That's just reality, but it's known to provide stability. It's a stable asset class. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the critical aspects of real estate. So you might not get the type of returns that are super sexy, but in terms of looking over the longer term, you definitely get the type of returns from capital appreciation and income, which provides a definite hedge against inflation in particular.
So in essence, it's actually a good store of wealth. Real estate provide that avenue for you.
So what about someone who really can't at this time afford to buy a property, a house? They don't have the money to do that. What do you have to offer them?
We offer the real estate fund or a REIT investment that will give you the entry and the exposure to real estate at a minimum cost. So that is actually an avenue that investor can look to explore without the large capital outlay.
And also there are some fees that you're avoiding when you invest in a REIT.
Correct. Well, the investor, so in particular, right. So when you're buying a property directly, there are costs associated with it along the way. When you go into a real estate, the REIT or a real estate fund, you can avoid that altogether. So you can go into a smaller amount and you have better liquidity. So in terms of when you buy a property, you can't buy a property today and it's not as easy and sell it back next week or sell it back a year time.
That's correct.
When you go into a fund, you have better liquidity, but you still get the same exposure. In addition to, you can get a wider cross-section of real estate investment. So it's not just residential now. You have the opportunity to invest in a fund that gives you exposure to commercial property, which is very difficult for a small investor to get exposure.
So it's essentially what I would have known, or probably a lot of people know, as a mutual fund. And when you go to the experts like yourselves who can better guide us and speak to us of the importance of trusting your wealth manager and your portfolio manager, let us know about your authority in the market.
Well, Proven REIT has been around for years now, and outside of that, individuals that have exposure and have experience in terms of looking at real estate investments overall. So it's about trust and people who have the proven experience.
The parent company.
Right, exactly.
It goes a long way.
It goes a long
Certainly.
way.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Absolutely. Any pointed advice right now to someone looking out there?
In investing, it's always important to continuously invest, stay invested, and actually have a long-term horizon as it relates to investing. That's some of the philosophy that investors need to embrace, not just focusing on a quick return.
Patience,
and especially real estate, you're not going to see it, as Richard mentioned, over 30 days, over 40. It's not like the stock market where you can get a quick 20% in 1 year or even a 36% in 1 year. It's not the same for real estate asset class.
It's really just to start early.
Yeah.
Develop that your investment portfolio, the guidelines, objectives, etc. And once you start early, and you have to just remember that real estate investment is a good investment also, but it's something that, as Miguel said, it doesn't come overnight. And it's going to be difficult at first, but once you get it, I've met one person who purchased a property and regretted it. So it might be slow, but over time, it's the best store of value.
And now is the best time to get in based
I
on the market.
think it's the perfect time.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's going to look difficult for people, but when you look back 10 years from now, you won't regret investing in real estate at this point.
When you're looking at creating portfolio and creating wealth, it's always important to know exactly what are your objectives, where you're starting, what are your plans, and these simple stuff will help us to guide us in creating a portfolio for you. So if your objective is for retirement, we can create a portfolio accordingly. Education for your children, house purchase, real estate purchase, we will basically be able to use your objectives based on your risk profile, create that portfolio to meet your respective objectives. So it's important to have that plan for your portfolio and plan for creating wealth. Then we can basically guide you along the way to create wealth.
Right, and that's exactly what we do. I mean, we are here to kind of ensure that we have a wide cross-section of options for investors. So we have options, so different asset classes, and real estate is just another asset class to ensure that, we give clients an option. So those persons who want to be actively involved in real estate but don't have the time, don't have the capital, don't have the expertise, we have a particular fund that is there, ready for those type of persons. So in terms of wealth creation, that's really what it is. It's just setting a portfolio based on your objectives in particular and having a wide cross-section of options.
Excellent. Very important tips. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today and for sharing a wealth of information.
It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
I've learned a few things on investment and real estate. I hope you'll be able to use the information to support how you create your own wealth with sound investments infused with real estate as an option. Thank you to our panelists, Miguel and Richard, and a special thanks to you for joining us. Until next time, cheers to an iconic living. Be sure to tune in for next month's episode where we'll be having a conversation on how we should be living for now, or do we need to be more mindful of the future ahead of us?